Welcome to Eagle Education. This is Shekhar Metla, software trainer. Today's topic, Python environment setup. Before setting up Python environment, all the users, where it may be students or software professionals, you should learn the command basics, how to interact with the command line, with the C prompt we have in Windows. In Linux operating system, we have a terminal point. How to access the commands like accessing of the directories, changing of the directories, and moving the folder or file from one directory to another directory. These all command basics are introduced at the beginning of this session, and once it is completed, you will know how to install Python in your operating system environment. And once the completion of the installation of the Python, you will learn Python like a Pycharm-CE IDE installation, where it can be helpful you to speed up your application development while writing the code and executing and seeing the output how and what you are expecting from the Python language. And setting up the environment, how to configure your IDE to write programs, how it can be possible. And the last, you know about the Git and GitHub. What is Git? How to interact with the server of GitHub? What is the purpose of GitHub? You will learn all the information regarding these sessions. Watch it. Python command line basics. Before start installation Python, it's very important to have a quick overview how to work with the files and using command line. This allows you to programmatically move through your computer's directories and finding the files and the directory structure of your application, which is a very important and required to work with the Python projects. We will cover here in this session finding your current directory and list all files in a directory and how to change the directory. And now comes to know how to clear the screen once what we have worked with the screen over there. And we will start beginning with the Windows user, how to interact with the command line to handling the directories as well as folders. Let's start with the start button here and hit here on CMD. It's on a Windows 10 system, operating system, you will see. Click the command. And here you have a prompt user over here. And now see, I am hitting a command like dir to know the directories what are available in the current directory prompt. Alright, this is the dir. If I enter, it will list all the files and folders which are available in the prompt of C users and Sky. That is the username of my system. And now see here, with the help of directories, we will use the command to change directory for the command of cd to changing a directory to another directory. We will see here, I will show you. If I enter the dir, see here it's showing that music, music folder. That is in a directory of music, or that is there is a directory called documents. All right. Now see here, cd space down documents, hit enter. Now here the prompt is it's moved to Sky, that username, to move in one head to documents. Now if I hit the dir here, the list of the files, the directories will show within the documents only. All right, and cd space dot dot, two symbols of the dot dot. If you press this and enter, it will back to a directory, but we have changed the directory to current to documents and back to current directory. All right, command is the overview. Cd for changing directory to which directory we want to go and work with that. And if we want to go back to the previous directory, cd space dot dot, it will move back to the previous directory. And similarly, to clear the screen of the functional area, clear, clear, the screen will automatically clear and the prompt will be displayed at the top of the command window. All right. In case the Linux and Unix or Ubuntu CentOS users, and let's see here, I will show you here with the terminal point. Yeah. Once logged in as a user and password, it's the hash prompt indicates it's a root user. Now here if you hit like a dir ls, it's in a command. If you hit all the directories and files which are available within the folder, it will be shows. And there is a command called pwd. It's a present working directory. See here, this is the root. I am here, and if I want to move like a downloads folder, it's showing here. Now see here, this is in the folder, it's showing here. I want to move to that particular directory, the same command like a cd space downloads and dow and hit a tab, it will move automatically right up in the command, and hit enter, it's moving to downloads. Now you press ls, what are the files are available in the within the downloads, it will be displayed. Till now there is a no folders, it's showing empty line. Now if I press pwd, the present working directory, see now the root and downloads, this is the present working directory. If I want to go move back, cd space dot dot, and it will go to back, and let you check pwd, it's in a root folder only. This is the basic fundamentals and the terminologies and the usage of the command line. If you know, and that is a very sufficient to run the Python program executions like creating a project and the migration commands and initiating the apps, creating the new apps like, and any changes of the migrations and the creation of the migrations, and start the Python server. These are the basics is required to where to hit the commands and all. Now we'll have in a session 2, we'll start all these commands with to start our Python installation with our coming session. In this session, we will follow step-by-step guidelines how to download and install Python from scratch. Now here about Python, Python is an interpreted high-level general purpose programming language developed by Guido van Rossum in 1991. It has quickly becoming one of the most popular programming language in the world. And as you know that, the trending language, which is the Python nowadays. And Python is having many advantages in the programming language. That's the way it's a very, nowadays it's getting more high and popular in the industry. And here we will see the main pinpoints. Developers can learn it quickly. The language which is having without the curly braces and no more syntaxes and very less those the things, and typically involves less code it is, and syntax is very easier to read, no curly braces, script tags which are not going to be involving in the Python language writing the code, and utilized by every major technology company. Nowadays, most of the companies those who are involving and using Python to developing applications and programs, and which is having a very less time to give a compilation and give you a productivity output. And there is a having huge amount of open source libraries which are already available with the Python language, and also we can very easy to integrate in our Python programs. These are the ready-made algorithms and the libraries. Simply we can import it the package and utilize to have to know about how to use that particular method and what are the parameters we need to pass to method and get the result set. It will be readily available functionality. And now see glance view how to installation of the Python language here, and go to the Python website of official python.org. Hit open the Google and simply type python.org. go to here in this site. There is a link called welcome to python.org link. You can click here. Now you will see this is the screen, and here about if you want to know about more about the Python language and Python about these things, you can find out the site. You will have a great information here accurately and the ready-madely which is available information of the about the Python. And now see here, this is the downloads. You go here, downloads, and Windows for download for Windows, it's in a 3.8.2, the latest version which is available over here. And if you are having a specific operating system version like Mac OS and other platforms, you will find out your build is readily available over here. And if you are familiar to know how to installation procedures, you will choose a source code to build your package like CentOS and Linux distributions, if any, like source package acceptable so operating systems. And here for this, I am going to give you an explanation about download for Windows. Hit Python 3.8.2, that is the latest version of the Python till date. Click the download button here. Once it is completed the download successfully in your system, go to the download folder where the source is downloaded. We will see here. Yeah, now see here the download is completed, and open the download source folder where it is your files is saved. If it is in a Windows, you go to that folder and straight away double click the folder of the installation file. In the file, it will initiate the setup of the automatically start the setup program. Now my system is already having an installation. Otherwise, it will show you start the installation, and you have to click the installation, and appropriately you have to choose all the options like IDL and IDE PIP installation. Click next to continue the process, and there is a tick mark. You have to concentrate to check the mark off. Add the system path and authorize the permissions for complete installation procedure, and it should give you a mark for allow for all users, and click next and finish. Once the installation is finished successfully, you will be successfully installed Python version of latest in your computer system. For the next session, we will see how to set up our environment for this language to use for our computer. In this session, we will see how to install a Pycharm IDE for editor software for our development of Python programs. The Pycharm IDE makes it possible to use a virtual environment tool to create a project, a specific isolation virtual environment. The main purpose of virtual environment is to manage settings and dependencies which are requirement for our project, dependencies of a particular project, regardless of other projects. There is we can simply call it as we have 2 or 3 projects we are creating in using Python language. There is a virtual environments. We will make it as independently for each project, and some project may have like e-commerce project which is having payment gateway module and SMS gateway and email and all the things. Some module may have an architectural module. It may have to require to draw a triangle, a circle. These are the type of modules, and some of the module may require max operations, and independently based on the application, independently we require to collect our dependencies like libraries. For the purpose, the Pycharm will give you a complete environment to make it as every independent virtual environment where you can easily customize your applications without disturbing of other projects and all. That the environment the Pycharm will already madely will provide you. And we will see now here the Pycharm is a ready-madely bundle which is available in our website. We will see now there is a Pycharm versions of commercial as well as freeware is also available. You choose appropriately. Just a second.
It's on a Pycharm. Hit the Pycharm and hit enter. Now see, there is a professional version as well as community center edition. The professional version, you may have to buy the license for terms of internals. You will find out what are the charges and all. Whereas if you want to download the CE community center edition, it's absolutely free. See now, free plugged professional or free community. You can go with the download, and there is an options it will show you like professional and community. And once you have chosen like a professional, it will be free trial only, it's available. Whereas a community is a pure Python development purpose. You can use to download and practice the code as in our professional way to use our Pycharm in our local desktop or your local computer system environment. And choose the based on the version of your OS level, like Mac OS, CentOS, or Linux, or Windows. Based on the platform, you have to choose your version here and download the appropriate version. Have you observed here that Windows is here, Mac, and Linux? I'm going to installing Windows version. Now click hit the community version download. See, the message is here for thank you for downloading Pycharm. If it is if any circumstances, if any download is not started, you click here the direct link to download the Pycharm installation of your local system. And now once the Pycharm is downloaded successfully in your system, you have to initiate the Pycharm setup and run the Pycharm software. And it will ask you the steps of click next. Once the setup is initiated to start the Pycharm installation, it will ask you to the procedure what to do in the next. It will ask you need not to do anything while the installation of Pycharm IDE. Simply you follow the instructions what the options are available. Click next, 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 and finish the Pycharm installation in your computer system. That's it. That is a very simple task. You will easily follow the installation guidelines of the Pycharm IDE. This is the Pycharm IDE for editing and writing coding of using Python language, as well as creating the projects, apps with the terminal window, all the facilities, the bundle which is already built in with the Pycharm IDE, which is having. We will see for our further sessions how to integrate and how to move further and using and terminal commands and all with this IDE. We'll have in a sessions of one by one to how to use this Pycharm IDE in our project development. Hi, welcome to this lecture. In this lecture, we will learn setting up environment in Pycharm. Once the installation is completed, Pycharm, start the button and type Pycharm. You will see here Pycharm Community Edition. Click the button to open the Pycharm IDE in our local system. Now here we will see it will ask you to, if it is an empty new, it will ask you to create a new project. And click new project, and title it's in a project of any of your name, first project or welcome or hello world, anything. I'm giving enough first. And see now after this location of the project, you have to expand this line. Here it will show you the project interpreter, new virtual environment it's showing. This is very important for our all Python projects. This IDE of Pycharm, which is a readily built-in available with this new virtual environment concept. The Pycharm makes it possible to use the virtual environment tool to create project-specific isolated virtual environment. The main purpose of virtual environment is to manage settings and dependencies of a particular project, regardless of other projects. It won't involve to the other projects and disturb you any other projects with this particular inbuilt methods or involving modules and all. The Pycharm, so the user doesn't need to install separately. It's a ready-madely which is available here. To configure this virtual environment, you need to select the location of the project to save the specific folder, that location what we have. And here the path of the base interpreter, which is required. The base interpreter means we have seen earlier session for the installation of Python, to downloading from the Python site, and we have installed Python. That the path we need to specify base interpreter. See here in my system, this is the path. I can tell you simply. Users sky is my username, and app data local programs Python version 3.8 and python.exe. That is my basic interpreter path, that is which is highlighted here, and I have a chosen. If it is the path base interpreter, by defaultly it will comes. If it is not comes, you identify in your system where the Python file is installed and where the exe file is available. Click here the three dots box and you will find your local hard drives here, and expand the drives and you will find the path and choose the path appropriately, and select the python.exe and click create. That's it. That is a very much simple to base interpreter you need to choose here, and that is the environment. If you have a chosen like a virtual environment, the choosing of the new virtual environment, here you are seeing here, right? By defaultly it will select you the new virtual environment only. All right, this is the new and freshly we are starting here now. We are going to be choosing virtual environment like a Pycharm project, the default path. If you want, you can choose to change this path as well as. And the base interpreter path we have to choose for base interpreter path is the python.exe, and click create. Once if you have created successfully, this is a simply it will load the first project environment. It will create you, and it will gives you an environment to run the Python programs and Python required libraries and all. It will accumulate from the Python language of Python programs. See, it's a building a skeleton of a project. The Pycharm is building the complete virtual environment to set to run our virtual environment to run our Python projects. Now see, it is accumulating and collecting all the required libraries which is required to run our Pycharm like a Python programs. Now see here, creating all. The first thing it will open you. Couple of seconds it will take. Now let's see here on left side, I have named the project is first, and below this it's in a virtual environment. Now simply I can show you, simply right click on the file and go to the new, and Python file I'm choosing here, and now this is the name is hello world I have given, and extension of the file name is important in Python is .py is an extension. And if you are choosing in this here new file, the Python file, .py, the Pycharm will automatically assign the file name of the Python file here as an .py. Now see here, the Python file is open and created here. And now hello world is as much as simple print of single quotes or double quotes, you can string, write it. Hello world. That's it. It's Whopper. And right click on this file. See the mouse here and run hello world. The interpreter will run automatically and it will show you the hello world is an output over here. You have seen that the run is the command here. Hello world is done, and you have successfully written a first file of welcome program in Python. Simply and processed with the exit of 0 means there is no errors. Python hello world, that's it. That is a very much easy to write a programs using Pycharm IDE in using of the Python language and Python program. Thank you. Here we will learn about running Python code in Pycharm IDE. And choosing the environment and running the code and what are the prerequisites we need to follow is very important for developers who are the beginners and as well as entering into the Python. Let's see what are the major steps we need to follow and taken care about Python installation and language. See, there are several ways to run Python code in our environment of development. First, we will discuss the various options for development environments. The three main types of environments are available for development environments as we can categorize. And here, text editors, what we are going to choosing for the writing of the Python language. And the full IDEs. The full IDE means which is a module we are going to integrating and invoking and a collection of the libraries and a collection of the modules, packages and folder, static files. This we are grouping to making a project of Python project where this full IDE is which is already ready-madely the functionality what we require, the functionalities to like integrating the files and grouping the project files like modules, packages and libraries into the segregated file structure it will create. And one more is in a environment of online notebook environments. This is the online notebook environment will make you to directly you have to straight away simply you need to open the browser and ready to work with the environment of online notebook, we can say that. Now see here one by one like text editors. These are the any editor of a text file we can use to write the Python language, where we have to concentrate how we are going to writing a clean code and we follow to the basic standardization steps to understand the Python interpreter. And now work with the variety of text files we can use and can be customized with the plugins and add-ons. What are the add-ons we require to add on to our project and plugins if there are any third-party tools like the ready-made functionalities of algorithms. And remember, most of the editors are not only designed for Python, and there is many editors are available in the IT industry like Visual Studio is there and Pycharm is there and NetBeans IDE is there. These are the top very popular IDEs, but these are IDEs are not built for Python. Very much comfortable to write the Python language, and most of the editors are IDEs are available. We will see here. And most popular text editors for in the industry is Sublime Text and ATOM. And Notepad++ is also a very popular text editor tool to write this type of scripting languages and Python language or any other languages where we are using such particular identified independent only the text editor. We have to understand the basics and the concept of syntaxes and the procedure how to write the language. Then only we can use the plain text editor only. Otherwise, we need to choose the IDE like a Pycharm. And full IDEs, what we have discussed now is development environments designed especially for Python and larger programs. Once we are integrating and writing a larger extensive enterprise applications, we need to use full IDEs to group and accomplish all the group of the files of the project with the packages. You can take the package or you can take the module or independently and the static files and there is a media files. These are all we have to maintain a segregation way to understand very easy way. And community editions are only free, which are development purpose we can use it, whereas the little bit the features which are not available in community editions rather than the professional. And the community editions are designed especially for Python, lots of extra functionalities which are available in these versions also. And the most popular IDE is Pycharm and Spider. These are the IDEs are having, and especially these are the developed for Python program developments, as well as these are the libraries which are supports along with the integrated with the IDEs are available. And online notebook environments are great for learning. Simply, you don't have an environment which is already installed in your local system. The online notebook environment is which is ready to open the web browser, that notepad like a notebook, and hit the Python commands. You can have and write the code over there and execute readily available. See input and output near each other. Once you have read the code and hit the enter, it will execute and it will show you the output there itself. And support inline markdown notes over there. If you want to write, you can write over there. And visualizations and videos and more, which are available to write simply. And a large extension of the data also you can use to write these notebook environments. And special file formats that not.py extensions. And most popular is a Jupyter notebook, is an online notebook environment. That this is a very important for beginners and programmers who are entering into the Python language. Choosing the development environments or as a personal choice highly depends on your personal preference to work. You may comfortable with some of the IDE as you wish to go with that IDE, and rather than unless you don't know about the Pycharm IDE or new IDEs, and you have to from scratch to you have to know about the IDE functionalities first, how to write code and how to edit and how to comment and how to handle the files and forms and the structure of the project. Everything you should know from the scratch. Anyhow, we are going to teach you in this session using Pycharm IDE from scratch to the level of your expertise in to develop applications of using Python language. And the second point here is choose whichever the development environment you like most. That is up to you. My suggestion is for Python, go for Python Community Edition, which is an IDE. And in this session, I'm using to demonstrate you how to use and write a program of Hello World using Pycharm IDE to execute the program and print Hello World. It's very much as simple we will see here. Once you start the Pycharm IDE over here and start run with the Pycharm, and now you will see here, yeah, this is the Hello World py file I have added. If you don't know how to add, you can go with the project and right click new Python file. You hit enter. It will ask you the name. You simply type the name and file, and it will take you the extension automatically like hello world.py. Now we will see here the cursor is blinking here. I am simply typing print curly braces, either single quote or double quote, hello world. That's it. Now see here, go to file, right click and run hello world. You will see the output over here. It's the hello world. All right. Yeah. Now see here, I have simply written a single line called print, the predefined function, and the braces is started here and single quote hello world text I have written and end with the single quote and close the parenthesis, and I have run the IDE over here and run hello world. The program is executed with the interpreter. Now see here, hello world is printed over here. That is the output. That's it. That's a very much simple, pretty easy using this IDE. And a run is anyhow it's available with the run. Now Shift F10 is the keyboard shortcut over there. You can use it. And similarly, the IDE is having the functionality here. Run hello world. The play button is here like a run. And if you hit this button also, it will be show you an output of running the Python program. As much as simple to run and execute a simple Python applications and the Python files and the small bits of the Python programs as well. It is a very much easy. I hope you understand. In this tutorial, we will learn about overview of Git and GitHub. Git and GitHub main basic differences are Git is a repository based version control system that lets you manage and keep track the source code history of your projects, whereas GitHub is a cloud-based hosting services that lets you manage Git repositories. And if you have an open source project that use of Git, then GitHub is designed to help you to better to manage the code till code is the hosting of the cloud environments. The Git is in a repository where we have to offer the multiple group of people. They communicate with our project and they can pull the code and push the code for updates for the single repository. And whereas GitHub to be maintained these all the repositories and the environment to host the code and submit to the hosting places. Now see here the Git, the images of the picturization over here it's showing, and here this is a basic idea about the Git. Now see, we will see here to installation procedure is very easy, pretty easy of the Git installation. Go to hit the Git in the control like a Google search, and you will find out the git-scm.com. And from here you can download the free and open source version of the Git. The distributed version, as you will wish to download the version of Git, is based on your operating system version like Windows and Linux, CentOS. Based on your distributions, you have to choose the download of the Git and you need to download the Git from here. And similarly, as you see that another window open GitHub and hit enter on the Google, and you will see what is the GitHub it's showing here. See, built for developers. This is which is GitHub is built for the communicating and grouping the project and independent projects and enterprise levels. There's no much huge scalability which is available using this GitHub applications. Now see, the better way to work together. The grouping of the people, the very easy. The concept of GitHub is showing this is the way. The main project over here is representing the multiple people can communicate with the same project and they can work simultaneously. While they're accessing of the code, like a pull and push the code and modifications and permissions and all, the Git will taken care about to handling the code repositories. And GitHub will control you to manage like permission levels. The person who is accessing, this is the up to this level of the project folder. And the person of the team leader, if you assume that the team leader may have an edit facility of this particular module, and the manager will have some particular extent of the project, he can able to see and watch and correct the corrections if any required and all the things. Those are the managers and all will have a facility of GitHub. This is the concept of DevOps concept. There you will have a more idea about it, and let you check the cross verify and verify these are the GitHub and features.
I hope you enjoyed this session. Thanks for watching Eagle Education. Please do subscribe, like, share and comment. For more information, watch the description if you want to know more about Python language and all. Thank you.